Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing stability and control. So what is stability? It is the tendency of the aircraft to return to its original equilibrium position without any help from the pilot. This is after the disturbing forces are removed. So for example, aircraft is cruising like this. There is a gust from here and the aircraft's pitch increases temporarily. So without any pilot input, if the aircraft is able to come back to its original position after this is removed, so then we could say that the aircraft is stable. So it's the tendency of the aircraft to return to its equilibrium position after the disturbing forces are removed without any help from the pilot. So stability is static as well as dynamic. So static is the initial tendency of the aircraft after the disturbing forces are removed. Like, what is its initial tendency? Is it to come back to equilibrium, or to stay neutral, or to become unstable? So whatever its initial tendency is, that is known as static, and dynamic is the overall tendency. That is, over time, what is the tendency of the aircraft? Is it to come back to equilibrium, or does it become unstable over time? So that is dynamic. So we have a graph here. Green is stable, or you can say positive stability. Blue is neutral and red is unstable. So as you can see, this is the initial tendency, this is the overall tendency. So the aircraft has to be statically stable, that is in green, to go into the dynamic part of the graph. So if the aircraft is statically neutral or unstable, it won't be able to go in this side of the graph. So once it goes into the dynamic part, it has three options. So first is its amplitude keeps on reducing, and finally the aircraft reaches its original equilibrium position. So we say the aircraft is statically stable and dynamically stable as well. So if we see the blue line, the amplitude is not increasing, at the same time it is not reducing, it is constant. So it will maintain the amplitude of displacement which was given from the gust. It will maintain that same amplitude. So we say it is statically stable and dynamically it is neutral. Third one, the amplitude keeps on increasing and the aircraft becomes more and more unstable with time. So we say statically stable and dynamically unstable. The aircraft has to be statically stable to be able to be dynamically stable, neutral or unstable. Stability of the aircraft is due to its fixed parts. So what are the fixed parts? So wing is a fixed part. Your horizontal and vertical stabilizers, they are a fixed part. Whereas maneuverability, it is due to the moving parts. So as we know, we have three axes: longitudinal axis, lateral and normal axis. So longitudinal stability, the moment along the longitudinal axis, if we see, the moment along this axis is to pitch up and down. Okay, so in longitudinal stability, the moment is pitching along the longitudinal axis, okay, and it is around or about the lateral axis. So along longitudinal axis the pitching, and around or about the lateral axis. The contributory part in the longitudinal stability is the horizontal stabilizer or the tailplane. If we look at lateral stability, the moment is rolling. It is along the lateral axis. It is along the lateral axis, this rolling motion. It is around or about the longitudinal axis. The contributory factor are the wings. For directional stability, the moment is yawing. It is along the normal axis. Okay, so both along and around or about, it is the normal axis. The contributory part is the fin. Controllability. So it's the ability of the aircraft to respond to the control surface displacement and achieve the desired condition of flight. So if we say the aircraft is more stable, it will be difficult to actually maneuver it or control it. If the aircraft is less stable, it will be easier for it to maneuver or for us to control it. So modern airliners are generally more stable, less controllable, whereas the military aircrafts are more maneuverable or controllable, but they are less stable. Okay, military fighter jets. So longitudinal stability is the pitching motion about the lateral axis. The fore and aft positions of the center of gravity has a significant impact on the longitudinal stability. So this is the center of gravity. If we get a vertical gust which is momentary, it will increase the angle of attack. Okay, so your lift will increase. This is the CG. It will have a nose up pitching tendency. Okay, so the gust is coming from here and the aircraft is pitching up in this case. So the wing is providing a destabilizing moment. Okay, if you look at the tailplane, it is also generating lift. It is also an aerofoil, it is also generating lift. So this will provide a stabilizing moment. So this is the CG. If you apply a force from here in this direction, it has a nose down pitching tendency which opposes the gust movement or the tendency given by the gust. Okay, so your wing provides a destabilizing moment, whereas the tailplane provides a stabilizing moment. If the CG is forward, then the stabilizing arm increases, which increases the longitudinal stability. Okay, so this was the original position of the CG. The CG was moved forward and the stabilizing arm increased, thereby increasing the longitudinal stability. So this moment is a function of force and this distance between the aerodynamic center and CG in this case, and in the case of the tailplane, it is the moment is the product of this distance between the CG and the AC of the tailplane and the lift force. Okay, so force and displacement or the distance, I would say. Okay, so that gives you the moment. So the moment is greater here, thereby increasing the stabilizing moment. So that is in the case of a forward CG. When the CG is aft, this is the original CG position. CG is aft, the stabilizing moment reduces, which decreases the longitudinal stability. Now we'll look at some terms. First of all, neutral point. It is that position of center of gravity which gives the neutral longitudinal stability. Okay. So this is the CG. You have the forward limit and the aft limit. And the neutral point is aft of the aft limit. Okay. So this point gives neutral longitudinal stability. That is, the situation won't get worse, at the same time it won't get better. Okay. So this flying with the center of gravity at neutral point is considered to be bad because aircraft must always be flown with a margin of safety. Okay. So if the center of gravity would move aft of neutral point, aircraft would have a negative longitudinal stability, and this could be possible when the aircraft is hit by a gust. Okay. And the aircraft will continue to displace from equilibrium. So aircraft should always be flown with a safety margin. So that safety margin is called static margin. So it is the distance between the CG position and the neutral point. So CG position and neutral point, this is the static margin. Okay. And the distance between the aft CG limit and the neutral point, it's called minimum static margin. Stabilizing moment, like for example, if the gust is coming from down, aircraft has a natural tendency to pitch up due to this gust. So if it again pitches down, that is, if the nose, it has a nose down moment or a negative moment, like when it is going down it's called negative moment, when it is going up it is called a positive moment. So if the nose goes down, it is known as stabilizing moment. If the nose goes up, it's called a destabilizing moment when the gust comes from down. If the gust is coming from above and pushing the aircraft down, then this will be ulta. Okay. So this is the formula for pitching moment coefficient for longitudinal stability. Okay. So you can just read through this whole thing. So now we'll look at contribution of component surfaces to longitudinal stability. We'll look at different components and how they contribute to longitudinal stability. So as we saw, wing, as we saw above, has a destabilizing moment, okay, which reduces the longitudinal stability. Fuselage and nacelles at small angles of attack. The fuselage acts like a symmetrical aerofoil, okay. There is same pressure above as well as below. But when you increase the angle of attack, as you see, there is low pressure above and high pressure below. This will create a force like this, which would cause it to pitch further away from equilibrium. Okay, so this causes a destabilizing moment in the case of fuselage and nacelles when at a higher angle of attack. Horizontal tailplane, we know it provides a stabilizing moment. Okay. So the effectiveness of the tailplane is dependent upon three factors. We'll see. First is longitudinal dihedral. So what they are doing is the angle of incidence at the tailplane is kept lower as compared to angle of incidence at the wing. Okay, that is basically your wing chord line is above as compared to the tailplane chord line. Okay, so this is 4 degrees. If there is a 4 degree increase in angle of attack due to vertical gust, you can say total is 8 degrees, that is you have a 4 degree increase, right? So you'll get a 100% increase in lift. In this case, it is only 2 degrees, and if you have a 4 degree improvement, total becomes 6 degree. Okay. So original value was 2, new value has increased by 4. So you have a 200% increase in lift. Okay. So due to this longitudinal dihedral, the change of lift, that is this as it is shown here, will always be more at the tailplane, and it will give you a greater stabilizing moment as compared to the destabilizing moment generated by the wing. Okay. Next is downwash. As we know, when downwash increases, the angle of attack becomes effective angle of attack, and the angle of attack reduces, thereby reducing the lift at the tail. Okay. So because this lift is reducing at the tail, you will get lesser stabilizing moment, hence decreasing the longitudinal stability. So in this graph we see the contribution of different components on the pitching moment. For example, again the gust is coming from down. So if you see, wing and fuselage have a nose up pitching moment. Okay. The wing only also has a nose up pitching moment, while the tailplane has a nose down pitching moment. Okay. So overall, if we consider all three, the aircraft's pitching moment is stabilizing. Okay, it is nose down. So next we have the effect of CG position on the longitudinal stability. So this is the pitching moments, nose up, nose down. So in case of a gust coming from down, this provides a destabilizing moment, this provides a stabilizing moment. Okay. So at 50% MEC, that is aft of the neutral point, the moment is destabilizing. At neutral point, it is neutral, that is the destabilizing moment and the stabilizing moment, they are the same. Whereas as you move the CG ahead, that is around 30% mean aerodynamic chord, 20 and 10%. So in all these cases, you have a natural nose down pitching tendency, or we could say it is a stabilizing tendency. So a forward CG increases the longitudinal stability. Okay. Next we have power effects on longitudinal stability. So the effect of thrust on longitudinal stability will be most significant during high power and low airspeeds, which is the case during takeoff and during approach. So this happens because the thrust line is below the center of gravity. Okay. So it has a nose up pitching tendency due to this. Okay. So if I can show you, it has a tendency like this to pitch up. Okay. So it is destabilizing. Similarly, it is the case in case of propeller driven aircraft. So after the propeller, the slipstream moves downwards. So at a higher power and low airspeed setting, this will produce a upward force which will increase the nose up pitching tendency and hence the destabilizing moment. Next is effect of flaps. Flaps increase the downwash at the tail. Okay, so downwash increases, your effective angle of attack is produced, your angle of attack reduces. Okay, and your speed reduces, which is your dynamic pressure reduces. So since both of these reduce, your lift will also reduce and your tail plane will not be able to produce enough stabilizing moment. Next is effect of CG on elevator effectiveness. So at forward CG positions, okay, you have a natural tendency to pitch the nose down automatically. Okay, so aircraft has a natural tendency to pitch down. So if we want the aircraft to pitch up, if the pilot wants to pitch up the aircraft, the elevator has to deflect up to a greater degree, okay, to pitch the aircraft up. So this is the case at forward CGs. As you go aft, your elevator deflection required to pitch the aircraft up becomes lesser. Okay, so forward CG will increase longitudinal stability, but because of the forward CG, you would need greater elevator deflection to pitch the aircraft up, which means decreased pitch control. Aft CG, it reduces longitudinal stability, but this aft CG requires lesser elevator deflection to pitch the aircraft up, which means increased pitch control. Okay. Next is stick force stability. So to understand this, there is something known as trimming. So what is trimming? So trimming is when the aircraft can maintain its attitude and speed without the pilot having to apply any load to the cockpit controls. Okay, so the aircraft is flying hands free in this case. Okay, so trimming is basically you can maintain a particular airspeed as per your flight conditions. Okay, you can maintain the airspeed without the pilot having to apply any pressure on the control column. So that is it for now. We'll do a bit more in detail about trim in the controls chapter. Okay. So yeah. So when an aeroplane is said to be properly trimmed, if you apply a push force, the airspeed will increase. That is, if you push the control column forward, the airspeed will increase, and a pull force will decrease the airspeed. Okay. So if this happens, we say that it has positive stick force stability or it has stick force stability. So this happens at all CG positions ahead of the 40% MAC, which is your neutral position, neutral stability position. Okay. Aft of 40% MAC, that is aft of neutral point, there will be stick force instability. That is, when you push, your speed will decrease, and when you pull, your speed will increase. Okay. Next is aerodynamic damping, is the opposition of the aircraft to rotation. Okay. So if this is the longitudinal axis, the aircraft is rotating like this if the aircraft wants to pitch up. So when the aircraft is pitching up, this aerodynamic damping will oppose the aircraft pitching. Okay. So whatever the aircraft rotation, it will oppose that. So in this case, the tailplane has a greater change in angle of attack while pitching. This we know. This is because of longitudinal dihedral. Okay. So if we see this diagram, the red vector is the true airspeed. The black vector is the tailplane downward travel speed. Okay. The blue vector is the effective airflow, which is the resultant of true airspeed and the tailplane downward travel. So this creates an increase in angle of attack. Okay, this is the effective airflow chord line. This creates an increase in the angle of attack and creates an upward force called aerodynamic damping. Okay, so this is at the tailplane. Okay, so this is your center of gravity. This will help you in your stabilizing effect, okay, to pitch the aircraft down. So this is the case at lower altitudes. At higher altitudes, TAS will increase, because what is IAS? It is density and TAS. So if density reduces as we go up, so TAS will increase. So TAS is higher, and the downward movement of your tailplane, and this is the effective airflow. As you can see, the angle that is being created now, the angle of attack has reduced as compared to earlier. Okay, so we could say aerodynamic damping is reduced at higher altitude. Okay, so this stability that we were getting due to aerodynamic damping, which was opposing the aircraft upward movement, that is reduced due to at high altitude due to reduced aerodynamic damping. Okay, so basically stability is reduced in this case. So if there is a change in tailplane lift due to gust, okay, so if there is a gust here, there will be a greater change in the angle of attack at the tailplane due to longitudinal dihedral. Okay, so there will be a greater change in lift here, so the stabilizing moment will increase. So to balance it, the neutral point will have to move further aft. Okay, so this new neutral point where the stabilizing moment and destabilizing moment are the same is known as Manoeuvre Point. So this is taken into consideration when you have a gust coming from down. Then we look at modes of oscillation in longitudinal stability. First is long period oscillation, known as Phugoid. Okay, so this is how it looks, as you can see here. So it involves variations in pitch, attitude, altitude, airspeed, but has a nearly constant angle of attack and not much change in load factor. The period of oscillation is 1 to 2 minutes. So pilot has sufficient time to respond and it is easily controlled. Okay. Next is short period oscillation. So this has, as you can see, it has noticeable variations in the angle of attack and hence the lift and load factor. Okay. So because the period is so short, it is not easily controlled by the pilot. Okay. So that's the end of part 1. I'll see you guys in part 2. See ya.